The brave apple does not fall far from the tree, let me tell you. Elisa, a fantastic mom and a difference maker in Seattle, is with us today on Spirit 105.3. Welcome to the show, Elisa. How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much. How are you?
Well, I am just delighted to meet you. I got to tell you, it was Sunday, and my husband and I decided to grab some coffee and walk around Green Lake, and all of a sudden, we were just surrounded by so many passionate, smiling, excited people, and I'm trying to read the T-shirts, and I'm Googling, what is this? Tell me, what was it?
Yeah, sure. So it was the I Can and I Will run. It's a 5K, 10K, and kids event. And it's a run that is organized to raise money for Seattle Children's Uncompensated Care Fund.
And you started this whole wonderful thing, right?
That's right. I originally came up with the idea in December of 2019. March 2020 was supposed to be our big launch.
No.
Yeah. I got to 500 participants March 6th. I was so excited to get to 500. I thought, oh my gosh, I hit my goal a couple weeks to go. This is going to be great. And then we had to shut it down, and we had to get it pushed to October. And so October 2020 was the first run, and it was a virtual run, very well received by our friends and family and community. And then we got to have our first in-person in October of 2021, and people were so excited and happy to be out and about. And they were like, are you going to do this again? And I was like, well, I think I have to.
Wow. What inspired you to create this run in the first place? What's your story?
Well, running has been very therapeutic for me. Just over the years, I kind of fell into it late in life after I had my kids. When my daughter was diagnosed with, it's called MPS 4 type A, or Morquio for short. She was diagnosed in February of 2018. After that, her condition requires her to get an enzyme replacement therapy. And so we started treatment, and she would go weekly to the hospital. And this is something that she'll have to get weekly infusions for her entire life. She was 6 when she was diagnosed. She's 12 now. Yeah, so we would just go, and being at Children's is a very humbling experience. You know, there's always somebody who's getting some kind of diagnosis that is just life-changing. And, you know, even if the diagnosis may not be forever, sometimes the financial impact could be quite heavy to families. And so I was in a clinic one day, and I could hear somebody talking to a technician about getting exams or testing done. And, you know, at the time we were still not 100% sure, understanding what Olivia's situation was. And, you know, when you don't have clarity or an understanding about the diagnosis, you know, you want to know everything as much as you can as soon as possible. And I could hear this parent talking to the technician, and the technician was like, well, I recommend you get a couple of these tests. And the parent was like, well, I need to check with my insurance because I need to see how much I'm paying out of pocket. And I was like, no way. Like, if you don't know what your kid has, you need to get it figured out, like, wow, by all means necessary. So I said, okay, you know, we need to do something. I need to give myself something to keep moving. And I said, let's do a run.
Wow. I think that's absolutely incredible. I bet you have seen your daughter be brave in so many circumstances. What's the bravest thing you've ever seen her do?
I mean, she's overcome so much. 2019 was a really difficult time. She had gone into anaphylactic shock, and she developed a severe trauma and severe needle phobia. She has a port where she gets her medicine accessed every week. She would have to get a poke, you know, a needle inserted into her port. And, you know, she had to figure it out. She had to really overcome the fear and just pull through it. And so that's how we developed the mantra of, I can and I will. I can and I will, because there wasn't another option. Like, she has to get this medicine. And so it was just a relentless effort of just keep going, keep going. And so, you know, that's what we did.
Well, I think you're pretty brave too, Elisa. I have to tell you, my son, we almost lost him to ulcerative colitis. He's doing really well now, but I've been in that chair beside the hospital bed, and it's not easy. So how do you stay brave? What do you do to keep hope in your heart? Obviously, this run, which you just have my admiration. I want to run in it next year, although I'll probably walk. How do you keep hope in your heart?
Yeah, I mean, you could skip it if you want. I mean, just showing up is everything. You know, it's just speaking things into existence and telling people, like, you know, what you need and what you're trying to do. And, you know, not being afraid to rely on your community and talk to people, because I think that establishing connection and community is really key. It's been really helpful for me. Again, running has been very therapeutic. And, you know, it's just showing my kids that, just we can keep moving forward, just one foot in front of the other. And it's just finding that strength and seeing, the example that I set for my kids that, don't give up.
Yes. You can do anything if you just don't give up. Elisa with I Can and I Will. Thank you for hanging out with us on Spirit 105.3. God bless you and have the best day.
Thank you so much, Erica. Take care. All the best.